Assalamu alaikum students, how are you today? Right, now we have the comprehension verbal, which later you are going to do as written in your copies to show to your teacher. So let's start with the comprehension, and I want you to describe the character of Tahmud people in your own words. First of all, remember the she-camel? Do you remember the story? Now, the people, Tahmud, how were they? Let's have some adjectives. Stubborn, very good. Cunning, very good. Very good. They were strong. Now, why were they strong? Because they carved houses out of the mountains. So it must have been strong. And why were they cunning? Yes, they wanted to harm the she-camel. Good. And why were they? You've done strong and cunning. What was the next one you gave me? What was it? Strong, hard working. Good. Why were they hard working? They worked very hard with rocks and stones, building things. Good. Now, why were these people stubborn? Why were they stubborn? Yes, they did not believe in Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, even though the Prophet, what was the Prophet's name? Prophet Sahal alayhi salam. Very good. Now, what did they say? Tell me, what can you tell me? Yes, there was a great big rock and they said, okay, we will take your word, we will become Muslim and we will accept Islam. See this rock? We want you to get a she-camel. Make a she-camel out of it. So Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala gave them the she-camel. Some of them were so amazed they accepted Islam, but some were still very stubborn and very rigid. They tried to harm the camel. Why? Yes, because they thought the camel was what? Yes, they said it was scaring away their cattle. The camel would drink all the water, but the camel also did a good thing. Can you tell me what it was? Yes, she gave milk to thousands of men, women, and children, young and old. Very good. You seem to know that very well. Now, with that, do you think you can retell the story in about 10 sentences? So, you can talk about the stubbornness, their cunning, why they wanted to see a camel, a miracle basically, why, and if they brought harm to the camel, if someone was going to bring them harm, what would happen? They would sing praises and think of them as a hero. That is not good. Okay, good. Now, question number 3. What was the advantage and disadvantage of the camel? Well, it produced enough milk to feed the whole tribe. That was a plus point. But the disadvantage was it drank a lot of water and left none for them. What else? It frightened their cattle. Yes, good. It frightened their cattle. So, what else? Yes, although it frightened the cattle, the camel was a blessing of Allah, but they were still not happy. Very bad people, very stubborn. Question number 4, the last one. What should have happened during the last 3 days? What can you tell me? What happened? Yes, the Prophet ﷺ said, if you don't mend your ways, the last 3 days you will have to face the punishment of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Did they take heed of it? Heed means, did they understand and think, oh, really, if that's happening, God, we have to, mend our ways. We have to be religious. We have to believe in Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. But they didn't do that. So what happened? Thank you. Great big thunderbolts came flushing down upon them. What else? An earthquake. So that is what happened to these people. Did they get guidance? Yes. Do they understand it? No. Why? Because of their stubborn rigidness. Good. Well done. Now, what I want you to do for your self-task is the answers that you've given me verbally, I would like you to either type them or write them in your copies, and then when your teacher calls you, either send her a screenshot or send her your email to her or show her what you've typed. Okay, good. And yes, very good. Think about your spellings. Very good, boys and girls. All right, thank you. Bye.